Alright everyone, welcome back. It's now time for CSI Hidden Crimes Case 5. We have a 420 at Lake Mead. A cleaning lady found a dead body on a yacht. Seems the wealthy in Las Vegas have been turning up dead all over town. Grab your kid and let's meet Finn at the crime scene. Okay. It's his body. Oh gosh. Okay, Finley's photos. The victim bled out almost every ounce of blood, and he has a metal protrusion in his chest. Liver temp suggests he's been dead 6 to 8 hours. Serum separation of the blood pool confirms closer to 8 hours. Died last night. That metal protrusion looks like a spear. Dr. Robbins can pull it out in autopsy, but the victim has his wallet in his pocket and an ID. Al Robbins. Okay. Nice to meet you. Charles Pate is the owner of this yacht. I hear he owns a casino too. Thanks, David. You can take him away. All this blood will tell a story. Let's check the pictures I took. Money and power create a lot of enemies, but why was this murder so brutal? Harpoon of Destiny is the first chapter. It's called Chipwreck. And I gotta get some stars, so sit tight. Okay, I got me 3 stars. Hopefully that'll be enough. There we are. Boy, did that take a long time. Someone with a size 8 shoe print walked through the blood after Charles was killed. Brass said the cleaning lady Lydia Gorman found the victim. We haven't processed her yet. She could have hit or cleaned her shoes though. Let's have a word with her before you meet Finn back at the yacht. Hi Lydia, when you found Mr. Pate's body on the yacht, did you happen to walk onto the yacht? Maybe near the body? I didn't. I saw his body and all that blood. I was so scared I called the police and stayed away. Who would do such a thing? That's what we're trying to find out. One quick question. What size shoe do you wear? My shoe size? I wear a size 8. Why do you ask? We just need to make sure you didn't walk onto the yacht to corroborate your story. Okay, I'll let this thing run its course. See you guys later. Alright folks, I'm back. Fell asleep when the thing finished, so Let's get the info on the autopsy. Tox results came back, and our casino owner was highly intoxicated. There were also defensive wounds on his arms from an altercation before death. But COD was a result of the sharp metal object that I pulled from Mr. Pate's chest cavity. Looks like a spear used for fishing. That spear has multiple tines. Pate was killed on his yacht with this, either a weapon of opportunity or the killer tried to make a statement. I can tell you he died rather suddenly. The spear hit all major arteries, also the reason why he bled so much at the scene. Thanks, Doc. I found out Pate has one daughter, Beverly. We'll notify her, and let's take a closer look at this spearhead. Let's see what Beverly Pate has to say. I can't believe he's dead. I only saw him last night. Last night? Where did you see him? We were out gambling at a casino. Then a bunch of us went back to his yacht to drink. I may have had too much and left early. Did your father have any enemies? People who would want to do this to him? He had lots of enemies. That's what happens when you make a lot of money, but I don't think they'd kill him for it. You'd be surprised what people would do for money. There we are. After we got all the blood out of the way, we found an etching with the initials LB on it. And I can tell you this was fired from a spear gun. LB must be yacht captain Lawrence Bowman. We need to find that spear gun, but we should have a word with Lawrence first. Unlocked handcuffs. Looks like I get another coffee. Thanks for coming in, Mr. Bowman. We're trying to understand what happened last night. I was at the party last night, but I was the first to leave. I get up early and I'm not as young as I used to be. It's so terrible what happened to Charles. Were you and Charles close? Oh yeah, sure we were. He trusted me with everything. We've been friends a long time. I'm sorry for your loss. We noticed you owned a spear gun. Where do you keep it? Oh, that. It's more for show. I keep it in the lower cabin. Why did that have something to do with his death? It was used to kill Charles. Thank you, Lawrence. We may need to ask you more questions later. Finn just called. She spotted more partial bloody shoe prints that lead to the yacht cabin. Grab your gear and help her check it out. Moment, folks. Sorry, guys. Someone was at the door. Let's see. newspaper. There we are. A bloody handkerchief. Get it back to the lab. Maybe it'll tell us who was involved in the struggle. There we are. The blood from this handkerchief is a DNA match to the victim, Charles Pate, but we found a monogram for BP on the handkerchief. BP, that will be Beverly Pate's initials. Let's ask Beverly why her handkerchief was covered in her father's blood. Beverly, we found your handkerchief on the yacht deck. Any idea how it got there? Oh, that. I must have dropped it somehow. I can be careless sometimes. Seems logical. Only problem is that the handkerchief was covered in your father's blood. I have no idea how that happened. Wait, you don't suspect me of killing my own father? Anyone could have used that handkerchief after that party. You think I'd be so stupid to use my own and leave it behind? We don't know you that well. How'd you get that bruise? One of the problems with being drunk on a dock, I fell when I was getting off the yacht last night. Now, if you don't mind, I have a funeral to plan. So she has size 8s. So yes, I do have it. Notepad. Oh, there we are. That broken handle was ripped from a drawer inside the yacht's cabin. Looks like there was a struggle inside here. And this notepad seems suspicious. I can't read it, so you'll have to take it back to the lab. There we are. Still trying to adjust to this. We found fingerprints on the broken handle. These might be from our killer. We'll have to run them through APHIS. Charles had defensive wounds on his arms. Could be the killer struck with this, then hopefully left their prints behind. As long as this one, 121. Wow. This is a threatening letter from Mr. Pate's housekeeper. Seems they had a disagreement over her salary. A disagreement over money. Maybe the letter was snubbed by Pate. Think she might have been humiliated and killed him? Let's bring her in. Let's interrogate Lydia Gorman again. Lydia, we found a very disturbing letter from you to Mr. Pate, threatening him. This doesn't look good for you, since you also found his body. He docked my pay recently. It's true I was very angry with him, but I would never harm him. I just wanted to know why he would treat me so cruelly. I spent years working for Mr. Pate, raised Beverly like my own daughter, and now I was being penalized. Why would he do that? So you went to confront him. Maybe he didn't like the answer he gave. He told me earlier that day that business was slow and he couldn't afford to pay anymore. But I would never harm him. He was like family. Thank you, Miss Gorman. I'm sorry for your loss. How many of those tears do you think were real? Unfortunately, the chemical composition of proteins in lacrimation from fear is similar to that of mourning, so we'll have to find out another way. I'll get the rest of the stars. I'll see you guys for that. Alright folks, we're back. For Chipwreck, Chapter 1, Harpoon of Destiny, fingerprints are finished running. The prints are a match for our victim, Charles Pate. So we used this to fight off his attacker, until the killer grabbed his spear gun. This should help us. If Charles was in a hand-to-hand combat using this handle, then the killer should have a bruise. Maybe the yacht captain can tell us more about that broken handle. Looks like I got some more energy. Yep, 8 energy. There we go. Lawrence, we found this broken handle inside the yacht cabin. Any idea where it came from? Yeah, that was on the side of the bookshelf. So grab on in case you lose your balance in the yacht. It's been coming loose. Looks like it fell off. It did fall off, and then Charles used it to fend off his attacker. Probably gave his killer a bruise, like the one you have. How'd you get that? This bruise? I got this when I tied the yacht onto the dock. It was silly. I lost my grip on the rope, slipped and punched myself in the face. It was pretty silly, actually. I guess these old hands did it. I'm looking to retire now. Not much left in this business, and with my best friend dead. Pretty quick with his answers, like he had them ready. Lawrence also knows the yacht better than anyone. So, Charles struggled with his killer in the yacht's cabin. Then he was chased out to the deck, where the killer speared him? That's what the evidence suggests. And now that we know a struggle happened in the cabin, we know where to find strong evidence of our killer. and I'll start Chapter 2 next time. Alright folks, we're back. Let's start Chapter 2 of Shipwreck. We've only found half of the murder weapons so far, and there's plenty of people that wanted Charles dead. It's time we search the cabin of the yacht. Looks like I get another coffee. Spear gun. Oh. Captain's log. And I get another coin, chip. You found it. That's the spear gun we've been looking for. Let's get it back to the lab with the captain's log too, see if we can find anything on the killer. Chapter 2 is called Gloomy Lovers. Taking a look at the spear gun first. Got it. Fibers in the spear gun? The killer must have wiped the prints off the spear gun. Get it to Hodges to find out more details. Give me a minute, folks. Sorry guys, had to take a phone call. 54 minutes. And the captain's log now. There we are. Well, this is interesting. Lawrence Bowman kept accurate records of his times when he was on board, except for last night. According to this, Lawrence never logged out. Maybe he forgot when rushing off the boat. Find out what Lawrence has to say now. You said you left early last night, but you forgot to sign out in the captain's log. Oh, did I? I'm usually pretty good at that. I guess it was a long day. Yeah, really good. Actually, looks to be the first time you missed logging out. Why was that? I don't know. I was really tired. Must have been just that. Or maybe you were rushing out. What really happened last night? It's the truth. I did leave early. It was uncomfortable. Everyone was on edge because Charles was fighting with Beverly's boyfriend, Mark Bolton. So Mark fought with Charles at the party? Beverly forgot to mention his name among all the people at the party. I'll bring him in. Gotta talk to Mark Bolton. We heard you had quite a struggle with Charles the night he died. What were you two arguing about? Oh, nothing. Just sports teams. You know how Charles is. Very extreme and too passionate. Just about sports. That made people leave the party early? Like I said, Charles is a little overzealous. He picks fights over things that he has no control over. That's his issue. Control freak. That's probably why someone killed him. Did it make you want to kill him? Nice try. I didn't kill Charles. I'm not sad, trust me. The world is better off. But I was nowhere near that place. I left soon after he picked a fight with me. I noticed Mark's shoes and he wears a size 8. You better meet up with Finn in the cabin and see if he can find us more evidence. Another new clue in there. I did get all the stars, at least in this section, in this neck of the woods. For what was there, anyway. Torn up letter now. Stained cushion. That stained cushion looks recent, and the torn letter could help us. I'm gonna keep looking around, though. Could you take these to the lab? It's 27 minutes. The other one's a torn up letter. Got it. Paula Ferris. So this is pretty interesting. The letter is from a Paula Ferris, telling the victim that she hates him and never wants to see him again. Pretty strong words. No wonder it was torn up. Seems she was at the party too. She's best friends with the victim's daughter. Wonder why Paula hated her best friend's dad so much. Let's ask her. Hard to tell what it said, though. I wrote that letter, but it's not an issue. I was upset at Charles, but not anymore. Seems pretty passionate. Why were you mad at him? We've been dating for some time, but he wanted to keep it a secret. I didn't want to hide it. I love Charles and don't care who knows. But Charles said he was going to tell everyone that he loved me as well, and he ripped up the letter. No more secrets. We were going to get married. Last night was the best night of my life, and then this morning. I'm sorry for your loss. Did you know who would want to kill Charles? He must have confided in you. I've been running it through my head. I have no idea. I do know that he was preoccupied most of the night. He was worried about his papers, but that's all he said. His papers? He must have kept them pretty close. Maybe they're somewhere in his yacht. See if you and Finn can find them. Don't have any available partners anymore because I only have 53. Pile of paper. Hawaiian garland. Why don't they just call it a lay? Here we are. Maybe these are the papers Charles is concerned about. Better get these back to the lab. Got it. Cash band. This is a receipt from Pike's gambling casino and hotel. Looks like Charles had won some money, but the paper is somehow too faded to see how much he won. Maybe it was enough money to kill for. There's also a money band in here. Maybe you could pull some prints from it. Got it. The prints on the money band are a match to the yacht captain, Lawrence Bowman. He was pretty nervous last time we talked to him. Maybe his friendship with Charles ended when he saw a way to make a lot of money. Now let's see what Mr. Bowman has to say now. We know you didn't leave the party right away, Lawrence. You took off at the end, and with Charles' winnings from the casino. We found your prints on a $10,000 band in Charles' briefcase. So what happened? Did you get your hand caught in the cookie jar? Shoot Charles to cover your theft? Yeah, I took the money, but I didn't kill him, I swear. Charles passed out and I was worried, so I took the money for safekeeping. And when your friend ends up dead, you decide to hang on to his money? It was only 10 grand, to me a lot, to Charles pocket change. I figured no one would miss it, but I didn't kill him. Charles was pretty pissed off at something that happened at the casino earlier that night. He was pissed and drank more than usual all night. We have it for grand theft, but that's it. Unless you can tie someone to the murder, the DA won't move. We need to find out what happened at the casino. See you guys for that. I'll have the remaining stars collected. Alright folks, we're back. Let's get the results of the fiber. Kind of waited a little long on it, but that's okay. These fibers are from a pre-treated cotton poly blend. Very popular color, but I can tell you that your killer used their clothing to wipe the spear gun. And not only that, these fibers are the color blue, so your killer is wearing something blue. And the stained cushion. So this was rather recent. Based on the evaporation in the cabin environment, it happened around the time of the murder. Also, there's a void in this stain from someone sitting down. Looks like your killer might have a red wine stain on their clothes. Okay, what do we know so far? We have the murder weapon, a spear with the initials of Pete's buddy, Lawrence Bowman. He also kept Pete's latest casino winnings for safekeeping. There's the daughter's boyfriend, Mark Bolton, who fought with Pate at the party. Because things aren't interesting enough, we have a scathing letter from Paula, the daughter's best friend, who's also the father's future bride. It has to be one of them. Let's dig deeper. See you guys for chapter 3. Alright folks, the winnings log is run its course, so let's check it out. Hey Russell, I've gone through the winnings log and Lawrence Bowman wasn't completely forthcoming with you. What do you mean? Charles won a lot more than 10 grand. Looks like Lawrence made out with over 800 grand. That might be enough to kill an old friend. Let's talk to Lawrence. Alright, Lawrence, seems you weren't that honest about the amount of money you took from Charles. Casino has him logged with an 800 grand win. Seems like a lot of money to start over with. Maybe get your own yacht, become your own captain. Okay, yeah, it was a lot of money, but I didn't kill him for it. I was really looking into Charles' best interest by keeping the money safe. That's a nice story, but I'm not buying it. I have a different story. Charles kept his will hidden on the yacht. If I was after money, I would have taken that, forced him to alter it, then kill him. I didn't do that, of course, but there's a lot more than 800 grand and a few papers. But Charles, as drunk as he was, he would have signed anything. If Charles' will is located where he was murdered, we need to find it and see if it was altered. The killer may have been after the will. Charles' will. Bow tie. Car. Coin and gift box. Great job. Looks like you found Charles' will and a lot of his business dealings. Let's analyze these back at the lab.
He said his friend was
He knows Chris.
How long is this one? 2:42. I'll see you guys when it's done. Okay, finally found some time. Let's get Charles' will out of the way. I went through all of this paperwork and Charles was going to leave half his fortune to Paula upon their marriage. So now it all goes to Beverly as the sole heir. But there are some missing documents and half a business transaction in here. I'm not sure what it was for, but someone rummaged through these. I found some DNA for some teardrops on these papers. The DNA is not in CODIS, but I can tell you that you're looking for a woman. Let's see what Paula Ferris has to say. Looks like we have everything. Paula, did you know that Charles planned to give you half of his inheritance upon your marriage? He told me that he would last night, but he didn't say anything about us having to be married first. So you knew. You would have made a lot of money. Of course, now that he's deceased before the wedding, you won't inherit anything. Do you think I murdered him for money? Mr. Russell, I didn't care about any money. All I wanted was Charles. Paula seems pretty sincere about her love for Charles, but she might just be a good actress trying to cover up her crime. Let's see what Beverly has to say about the will. We found out that your father was going to give half your inheritance to Paula if they marry, but looks like you get it all now. You think I care? Half is more than I'd ever need, and Mark is going to make more than that. You might not have cared about the money, but you must have been pretty upset about the way he treated you and Mark. He said he was going to disown me. The nerve. But I'm used to my dad. I would expect nothing less from him. He always had to have things his way. She seems like a girl who likes to do things her own way, too. Okay, we have enough evidence for the DA to press charges against Charles Pate's killer, but who should I put the cuffs on? Lydia Gorman discovered the body and was in cahoots to go behind his back for his daughter's marriage. Did she go further and kill Charles for Beverly's happiness? Lawrence Bowman was Charles' yacht captain and old friend. He also stole $800 grand from Charles. Did Charles catch him and he had to kill for the money? Beverly Pate definitely has daddy issues with her father, but did she kill him to keep her inheritance and keep her dad from interfering with their new marriage? Mark Bolton is very open for his hatred of his new father-in-law. Did he kill Charles over money and in a flurry of anger? Paula Ferris thought she would inherit a lot of money, but she didn't know about the stipulation in the will. So did she kill Charles over money? We know all the suspects are at the party, but remember, the evidence left behind by the killer just before you make your decision. Use your CSI trained eyes and knowledge to arrest the correct killer. Okay, let's see here. It's not Beverly Pate. No. It's not Lawrence Bowman. It's not Mark Bolton. Wait, let me try it again. Oh boy, this is tough. Oh gosh, I think that might be green she's wearing. Oh gosh. That looks like a bruise. Don't think it's Lydia Gorman now. I'll try Beverly Pate. Yes. You killed your own father, Beverly. Why did you do it? Why? I think the better answer is why wouldn't I? I did the world a service getting rid of him. And you inherited a lot of money from it too. That's not why I did it. I told you I didn't care about the money, and I meant it. I cared about how he was trying to ruin my new life with Mark. My lovely father was buying Mark's company out from under him, and Mark had no clue. Dad was going to dismantle the company before Mark went public. Mark worked forever on that, and he was doing it because he was jealous that I wouldn't depend on him anymore, and he knew it would drive Mark away from me. You should have trusted Mark to still love you, because now you'll have to try to make the marriage work while you're in prison for life. Great job on this case. Looks like Beverly inherited her father's temper along with his money, and neither will help her in prison. And we're going to start case 6 next time. See you guys later.